Behold the new Rangeman, the GPR-H1000. These are leaked photos, okay? Don't tell Casio we're looking at them. I got these at CasioFanMag.com, and the author is GFanAlex, and he attributes the source to CasioBlog.com, okay? And we gotta start off with a banana yellow, okay? This color is like a perfectly ripened banana, and then you have the over-ripened banana color of this new Rangeman. Let's look at the pictures and see what we can infer about this watch based on the pictures. I'll look at the banana yellow color just because it's a little bit easier to see on the screen. Alright, so we have the MIP display, right? Which a lot of people are demanding. Everybody wants the G-Shock watch with an MIP display and solar charging. So it has both of them. But the question is, will this solar charging power the module, the basic functions? Will it give it enough juice for that GPS? And as you know from all of my tests on the GBDH2000, I found the solar charging did not power the watch indefinitely. It only powered the time indefinitely. On the GBDH2000, I found that the solar assist wouldn't even keep the ABC functions going indefinitely, okay, which was a crying shame. And so we're really hoping that this they figured out how to get the solar charging to power the MIP screen, the time, and the ABC functions, okay? Because this is a watch you have to plug in, all right? You can see right here, Casio, this is a released picture, but bright sunshine sky on the watch indicating solar, as well as that clamp charger. And we're hoping that that it will be compatible with the other chargers. And here's a close-up of the charger. Let me use my pointing pen, Zebra F701. This is it looks exactly like the H2000 and the DWH5600 charger. And we have a cat etched in here. That's probably why my dog's barking, is because of the cat. My dog hates cats. And my watch pirate captain, Jason from Design Altier, he hates cats too. So he's really ticked off about this cat. But that's the Rangeman mascot. So we know it's going to be a Rangeman based on those clues, okay? And what I'm really excited to see is this mud resist, okay? That's my favorite feature of my favorite watch, which is the GW 9500, right here, the Mudman. And this does not have a cat mascot, it has a mole man mascot. But let's click over here to where'd it go? Still clicking. Here it is. All right. So this is the whole gasket and system and the cushion system that makes a G-Shock watch mud resist. Okay. So, you know, I've been saying for a long time that we need the my problem with the GBDH2000 is its mud resistance, okay? I have to wear the GW9500 to work instead of the GBDH2000 because of these mud resist buttons. So I'm really happy to see the new Rangeman has the mud resist buttons. It couldn't be a Rangeman without the mud resist buttons, all right? And it has a center lug design, all right? I've talked about the center lug design. It doesn't have lugs that straddle a strap. The strap straddles a center lug. I think that's better for stability on the watch. And I'm really interested to see the wing system, okay? This GW9500 has really stiff, rugged wings that detract from the comfort. It's a compromise. You have to compromise the comfort to get wings that are sturdy, okay? And I love the GBDH2000 wings. The whole wing system is totally different, much more comfortable. And it looks like that the new Rangeman has kind of a compromise. Its wing system looks a little bit different, so I'm really excited to see that. Most average sized wristers would not have a problem with a wing system unless they have a lot of hair and it could get snagged. But us big wristers have a problem with the fact the wings don't really splay out far enough, okay? Just to let you know. And so the GBDH 2000 was a terrific compromise because it could fit a small wrister or a big wrister. We've yet to see how the new Rangeman adjusts between big wristers and small wristers, but based on how this strap is splaying out, I would say that there's a little bit of rigidity built into the front face. And you could see that it looks like the wing actually goes up over the top of the watch bezel. So to me, it looks like the wing is this centerpiece over the center lug, or maybe not. It's really hard to tell. But it does look like this is one piece that goes over the center lug. And it looks like the wing, there's a little bit of a wing, the black part, integrated in here. You know, this is all conjecture, okay? So if you have any conjectures, make sure to leave yours. But here's a sensor for the ABC. So we have the ABC sensors and 6-sensor watch with a heart rate monitor, okay? And it's the same navigation system as the GBD H2000, which is forward and reverse. And this screen, I don't know why Casio loves showing their G-Move watches with the step counter screen. I find it to be the least interesting screen. I much prefer with the heart rate monitor to have the heart rate as a big number, or if you're eschewing the whole heart rate monitor, I would love to see the sunrise and sunset, the barometer. There's a lot more different information that I would prefer to see than the step counter. I'm not really into the step counter. I know that some of you are, and it will be good for that. I mean, I'm glad that option's there, but I don't understand why in every promotional video or photo they have the step counter bar chart. Like, it doesn't look as good as some of their other ones. Actually, let me get my bag so I don't have to just talk about these in theory. Hold on. Alright, I'm back with a G-Shock bag. Everybody's favorite bag that I did not intend to buy, but I'm going to pull out of it the GBDH 2000. So let me get back to talking about how these wings are. I'm sorry to jump around in this conversation, but see how the watch splays out? That is much more comfortable for a big wrister, and the wing is integrated into the band so that when the band does move inward, it fills in the gaps. That's the purpose of a wing, and it gives some sturdiness to the watch. And I said a long time ago that Casio should take the module out of the PRW 3500 and put it into a watch body such as the GBDH 2000. They didn't do that. They took the watch module out of the 3500 and put it into a Mudmaster style body, and that's the Mudman GW 9500. And now they've taken the watch module out of the GBDH 2000 and put it into the body reminiscent of the GW 9500, and that's what the Rangeman is, okay? So they still haven't given me the watch I want, but I am very interested in this watch. And you guys know that I do not like the whole Bluetooth connected stuff, but I do like a GPS watch. And the reason is for hiking and expedition, and you know, I'm out in the truck a lot in far-flung places. For expeditions and hiking, you know, this Mudman's great. Indefinitely can be indefinitely charged by the sun. And this one's good for telling how far you walked because it has a GPS. I don't really need it to be connected, okay? But one problem I had with the GBDH 2000 was that you have walking, you have trail running, you know, as an exercise, you have walking, running, biking, gym workout, interval timer, pool swimming, open water swimming, trail running, walking. Where's the hiking? There's no hiking, okay? So the Garmin watches have an expedition mode where they take in GPS coordinates less frequently than they would while biking or running, because you're walking slower, right? And I'm happy to see that on this new Rangeman, when you look over at the various functions or workouts, right here it says new, and it has trekking, okay? And I'm gonna assume that it has features that would be useful while trekking, including this map in the app that shows you between waypoints, this is using clicks. I would use miles, but you go 1 mile in, 2 miles, or clicks, or whatever, 3 clicks, 4 clicks. It looks like they gained some elevation here around the 4 click mark because it's red, meaning that the wearer of this watch is experiencing a higher cardio load as measured by the heart rate monitor. And so this trekking workout is showing the distance, 8.67 clicks, which is 8 2/3. I know that metric system people hate fractions, but 8 2/3 kilometers in 3 hours and 18 minutes, and that's time, that's not metric. There's no metric time, which is amazing. But anyways, don't get me started on the metric system. The point is that this new watch has trekking, and rather than all of the cell phone integration, I think it's interesting that the possibility of recording waypoints could exist in the watch on its own. So it might have more GPS standalone functionality than the GBDH 2000, which I'm excited to see. And a lot of these screens look exactly similar to the GBDH 2000 in terms of the workout readouts that you would have, such as the expenditure of calories. And now this is really stupid. I recognize this. This is bioresin, which is an absolute scam. This is totally disingenuous of the Casio Corporation. They're just trying to get ESG money. Plastics come from petroleum products. That's where plastic comes from, petroleum, okay? To say that bioresin is somehow better is a lie. It's just not true. Bioresin is not better. It is not better for the environment, and it's certainly not better for the economy, because you have to, essentially you have to use food products, which hinges the price of the bioresin to the commodity price of food, and creates demand destruction for oil. Bad. Both of those are bad. So anyways, here's a close-up of the wing, all right? So it looks a lot more comfortable than this wing system on the Mudman and the Mudmaster, which can pinch hair, right? So this wing on the Rangeman looks like it's hair friendly. So everybody in Italy and Greece is really happy to hear that. And again, the step counter screen. I mean, if you use a step counter screen because you find step counting useful, that's fine. But there's so many better screens on the watch that really make it stand out. Especially, I'm even wearing it. I forgot I'm wearing it right now. This screen on the DWH 5600, on the main screen, it has your heart rate monitor, the heart rate right at the top in big numbers. Well, big numbers for the screen, which I think is great. GBDH 2000 doesn't have that, which, to my chagrin, I can get the heart rate monitor on the main screen. I found out how. Took a while. I'm kind of stupid, but finally a commenter showed me how. And but it's not in big numbers, so I'm still upset about that. But anyways, this isn't the coolest screen. I don't know why they keep on putting it on all the G-Move watches. So the back of the watch, this doesn't look metal, does it? It looks like, a carbon, which is fine. I'm not someone who insists on the back of the watch being metal, because this GBDH 2000 has a nice smooth plastic, very comfortable back to its case. So these are the 6 sensors: heart rate sensor, accelerometer, gyroscope, magnetic sensor, compass, pressure sensor, which is used for both the barometer and the altimeter, and the thermo sensor, which we also call a thermometer. All right, and then I happen to see in other promotional literature that there is more protection to the sensor, the ABC sensor. Like, for example, GBDH 2000, when I look at this, I'm like, wow, there's not much protection there for that sensor. And even the Mudmaster, like, I'm surprised that this Mudmaster is like mud resist, when it seems to me that, like, I'm always wondering how this can still be exposed to air and, function as a sensor but still be mud resist. But it looks like on the new Rangeman that there is more protection for the sensor. There's a solid metal cover. So rather than the teeth, I think Wild About Watches, he's saying that this looks like a monster's face on his Mudmaster. I mean, it looks more like a monster on the Mudmaster than the Mudman. But it looks like they're going to put a muzzle on the monster. So that's really interesting. A lot of cool stuff. It's more. There's more metal kind of features. This keeper is metal. On the Mudmaster, the keeper is this the resin, which I prefer, because even on this DWH 5600, you can see how marked up this buckle is just from me placing my arm down, right? So these the metal keeper is probably even worse, right? The same metal buckle, double tong buckle as the Rangeman and the Mudmaster will be on this new Rangeman, and looks pretty cool. All right, and yeah, I am excited about it. They got black and yellow. If they had red, Watch David would be stoked, because those are the colors of the German flag. Or they could go black, yellow, and then red or green, and it would be like under-ripened banana, ripe banana, overripe banana. So there's a lot of options for the third color of this new Rangeman. And okay, I'll read this article, and then we'll get into what 80s Transformer / G.I. Joe each of these remind me of, which is important. As someone who was alive in the 80s, part of the kid culture, which is strong, whenever I look at stuff that's cool, it always reminds me of something from the 80s. So think about what each of these watches remind you of the 80s, and we'll see if they're the same. Unlucky 1776 says, looks cool, but we need to charge it. Alright, again, a lot of G-Shock aficionados do not want the charging, right? And someone else talked about that too. Who was it? RCLSM 1021 says, oh, looks like we'll have to charge the watch like any sports watch out there. Well, hopefully we don't have to do it that frequently. Okay, hopefully the sun gives it a good boost. Hopefully it's competitive with the Garmin in terms of the solar charging, being able to power the watch. We'll see. GPS takes a lot of energy to acquire all those satellites and then calculate your position on this planet, all right? And maybe Future says God tier, all right? He's already ranking the watch, hasn't even got his hands on it. He already knows it's God tier, apparently. Majestic Ride Z. Wonder if it's going to have the price tag of an Omega. In this article, he said 500 euros, which is, I think, is $540, and then MF 2021, wherever he is, he was saying something like 600, I think. Oh, our watch pirate, just to prove to you, Watch Pirate Captain from Design LTR says, love the yellow, hate the cat. I told you he hates cats. You guys don't believe me. He went on a tirade once about how much he hates cats. So as a pirate myself, I have to when I comment on his videos, I have to drop an emoji cat. It's just part of the deal, alright? So, Fulop Lihel says, this is another fancy fitness watch for the urban jungle. It needs to be recharged. It is not a self-sustaining expedition solar watch anymore. Maybe they added GPS, which is a good thing, but heart rate monitoring, Bluetooth, and step counter is not needed here. Soon all the Casio G-Shock watches will be the same. Where is the 10-year battery life? I think Casio is slowly introducing planned obsolescence in these watches, rechargeable batteries, and buggy software updates. This is not a true G-Shock anymore, right? And, you know, he's just saying succinctly what I've taken whole videos to explain in a loud and rambling way. Stock up on your basic G-Shock watches while you still can. The GW 9500 may be the last real G-Shock, okay? No Bluetooth, totally powered by the sun, mud resist, very rugged, a lot of features, altimeter, barometer, compass, okay? Because it seems like Casio's just fixated on having, you know, semi-smart watches, which its core audience does not really want, like Fulop Lihel, all right? And, you know, MSP459 says Garmin does all these things better. Don't forget the Casio app too. The Casio app's junk. Oh yeah, and so planned obsolescence. I mean, that's what happens with, you know, Apple products, right? And also, I brought up the looming specter of subscription-based features. Can you imagine, like, going on a hike and then, you know, trying to use TrackBack and being like, oh, you haven't paid your monthly subscription. Your TrackBack feature is hereby disabled. You know, it's not too far off, because when you have the Bluetooth, you're not just adding on a little bit of Bluetooth. What you're doing is agreeing to terms of service. You're linking your identity to an object by logging into it, and it's linked to the ID that you have on the phone that you use to connect with your watch. And you know, a lot of guys do not like that. And Jose Miguel 4069 is saying that probably won't have the navigation as the other Rangeman. I think he's talking about the GPR B1000. And he's thinking of sticking with the old one and a GBD H2000. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping that the GPS helps you when you're hiking, like, to make a path that you can, like, track back or just track your journey. That's what I want most out of it, in terms of what the GPS can do with your expeditions. And I am really disappointed in what this GBD H2000 does with the GPS. It doesn't do a whole lot with you know, your route. And I know that asking for turn-by-turn directions is contradictory to me also asking for it being self-sustained by the sun. But you know, keeping track of your waypoints and that type of stuff, I would love to see that in the new Rangeman. And I'm going to calm down on my criticisms of this watch, because Fulop Lihel also pointed out that this is just a fitness watch, okay? I was going on a huge tirade about the compass. I hope that this compass is a lot better on the new Rangeman, right? And I think you guys need to tell me what you think. I will be buying, I mean, Lord willing, if I have the money, I would like to purchase this watch. Obviously, I have to pare down on some of these other ones. But I won't be getting rid of this one, because this is like when the stuff hits the fan, you want to watch like this, right? But some of these other ones are going to sell, or you know, give away, trade, or barter. And it's possible that this new Rangeman could replace the GBD H2000. There's a lot of overlap in the functionality, but who knows, maybe Casio will remove some functionality from this Rangeman so it's not as easy to get rid of the GBDH 2000. My sons are athletes, so I'll see if they're interested in inheriting the or inheriting's the wrong word, I guess that would imply that I die. We'll see if they're interested, any of my boys are interested in this watch. Before I was talking about how my oldest son, you know, he goes running. He carries his watch or his phone with him. He refuses to wear a watch. He carries his phone to see how far he's ran. I guess there's a lot more fitness functionality on these new iPhones that I was unaware of. But he's warming up to the idea of a fitness watch. So he might soon be the owner of this one in a few months, if Lord willing I'm able to purchase this new Rangeman. And I do not think I'll be getting the banana yellow. You know, with my G-Shocks, I prefer BBB, big, boring, black, right? Look at all these. The silver, what's that? It should be black. Big, boring, black. BBB, big, boring, black. That's the way to go on your watches. BBB, big, boring, black. I'm Jim Kincaid. Thanks for watching.